So as we know, unfortunately, when Piper Rockelle turned 18, she dropped the link, which honestly was very sad to see, as she was pretty much groomed into it. Her mother exploited her for money and views since she was like 9 years old. She was then hanging around with the Bop House while still a minor, and she even recently spoke about how she actually wanted to be a YouTuber instead of doing OF, but had no choice since YouTube demonetized her channel. So today we're going to be covering this really disturbing ABC News video they just made on Piper, whilst also delving into some other controversies surrounding her career. Let's get into it.
A Nightline exclusive. Piper Rockelle as you've never seen her. For the first time on TV, the former kid influencer turned instant millionaire, addressing the scandal that rocked her YouTube star persona, brushing off her critics and making it clear she's in charge.
Okay, so straight off the bat, this wording is really disturbing. It's like they're trying to promote it. They go from kid influencer to OF millionaire star, and she's in control. Well, would you really say she's in control? She's been forced into social media and been exploited by her own mother since like 9 years old. And even most recently, she was hanging around with the Bop House. Yes, Sophie Rain, Camilla Abrujo, and the other chicks invited her over, a child in a house full of adult stars. People say they only made TikToks, but if you actually watch them, it's purposefully suggestive content to create talk and hype for her OF, or when she drops it. All of the content she was posting around that time was, is she joining the Bop House? Is she going to drop an OF? Back when I was a kid, we had Jake Paul's Team 10, FaZe Clan, the Sidemen. What do kids these days have? The Bop House and Jack Doherty. How the world has fallen, eh?
There's been a lot of controversy about you joining the Bop House recently. Do you think that it was wrong of you to join? How do you feel?
At the end of the day, I'm not going to make everyone happy, so I might as well just do what I want to do. And I thought that Aisha brought me here because she was being a kind soul, and like I think she still is, but
because she didn't tell anyone that you were coming. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I thought everyone knew that I was coming here, and I thought it was going to be cool. I thought, like, I went on a cruise with you guys, like,
right.
Like, what do you mean? Like, I've come to the house and you guys act like you've never met me before and you don't know who I am. And it's kind of giving like when I first hung out with you, and they just want to seem like the better people, like the politically correct people. But like, they don't understand that behind the scenes, they hang out with me. And it makes me feel like all they care about is like their image. And like, I cool all that, but like, this is the image that I want. You know what I mean?
Right.
I thought that they would accept me more because I didn't just like drop the like actual link. But it doesn't change.
It's sad to see that Piper has been pushed so far into doing OF that she doesn't see what is wrong with a 17-year-old hanging out with a bunch of corn stars. And what's so sad is it seems like she has no one in her corner almost double checking on her, seeing if this is actually what she really wants to do. Because even her fans in the comments are like, oh my god girl, I'm so happy you joined and we're so proud of you. I feel like if someone actually sat down and had a conversation with her, explained how she's been manipulated by her mother in the past, been forced into the spotlight, and how OF, even though it pays millions, will stay with you for the rest of your life. Think about it, when you have kids and they go to school, they will get bullied because their mother has an OF. It's such a shame that she has no one that checks up on her, as things could have been a lot different.
What is the most you've been offered for the least you've done?
You want to be honest? Probably just like a foot pic. Like, it'll be like $3K just to see a foot.
What?
Piper Rockelle, for months, literally counted down to her own debut.
January 1st, the life is going to change just a tad bit. It's going to get a little bit of...
Piper doing her own countdown clock is rewriting the narrative. She's the one counting down to her own coming of age.
And again, this whole coming of age is absolutely disgusting. The way they word it is very weird. And this whole thing, she was counting down till she turns 18. Well, not really. It was mostly old men that started this, and then she just ran with it because she knew it would make her money. And the worst part is you can tell how badly she was groomed into thinking this is what she actually wants to do. She's already rich. Why start an OF now? It doesn't seem like she needs the money. Well, it's probably because her mother plus the Bop House pushed her into it. You're telling me she can't just do like TikTok and Twitch or YouTube for a living? Well, actually, that brings me onto a podcast she recently did with Jacob Sartorius, where she stated that her YouTube was demonetized, and even if she created a new one, she wouldn't be able to make money from it.
I would love to do YouTube again. It's just I do need... Sorry, Mike. I want to have the financials to be able to do it. Like, if I do YouTube, I can't make any money from it. So I have to have enough money to be able to do what I want to do and just like be comfortable while doing it.
Do you post on YouTube?
I don't anymore, but I still have it. I want to like sell it or something because I feel like It's so sad just sitting there.
Oh. Would you ever start a new YouTube so that you could be monetized?
They would never monetize me again, but it's okay. It's only if I wanted
it's like
to do that.
even if you made a new channel.
If I made a new channel, I think they said that they would completely just strike me. All gone. I don't know.
We gotta talk to YouTube.
It's okay. Hey,
You better YouTube.
Hey, it's okay. It's really okay. I think everything happens for a reason, but I still obviously love talking, and I'm pretty good at it, so it's still in my cards.
So is that the reason she's going full on into the OF stuff? She says she wants to do YouTube, but she can't make money, which makes you think, if YouTube would just let this little girl make money from her vlogs or whatever, she may have never gone down that pipeline. And you might be asking, well, why was her channel even demonetized? Well, after her mother was sued, YouTube removed all monetization from her channels, and rightly so, because her mother was doing very, very disgusting things on that platform. And if we take into the 2022 lawsuit that was filed against Tiffany Smith, YouTube mom's child abuse scandal ends in $1.85 million settlement. Tiffany Smith, the mother of YouTube star Piper Rockelle, was sued in 2022 by 11 teen content creators who alleged she abused them emotionally, physically, and sexually. The creators alleged that Smith, 43, intentionally inflicted emotional distress whilst she held a position of care and control over them in the production of content for Rockelle's YouTube channel. They said they endured physical and emotional injuries from harassment, molestation, and abuse, according to the complaint. Some of the plaintiffs also said they weren't compensated for the use of their likeness to promote Rockelle's content, and all of them alleged they weren't paid for their work and appearances, though they say they weren't promised payment. In a statement announcing the settlement, the plaintiff's attorney Matt Sarelson of the Dillon Law Group commended them for their bravery and described what they went through as grotesque. So if you didn't know, this is actually the lawsuit that kind of started the whole Netflix documentary about Tiffany Smith and this whole kids YouTube group she had. And I think it's really sad how a bunch of kids were left with a random mother plus her boyfriend. Like, what the actual hell? Who is leaving their kids with some random people so they can post them online and make money off it? It just really shows you how people will do anything for money. Like, these people genuinely had children and then just handed them over to Piper Rockelle's mother. And from the research I've done, apparently people were paying for their underwear, or should I say creepy old men on the internet. They were paying for their underwear and to have phone conversations with them, and Tiffany Smith of course organized all of that. So think about it, Piper and all these kids had to go through that, and now you're telling me she genuinely wanted to start this OF? Or is it because she's been put in the limelight from a kid and now she has no other choice but to do it? And if we read the disgusting comments from Tiffany Smith's boyfriend, in the December 2022 interview with The Times, Hill denied claims of abuse in the lawsuit and told it he didn't understand why the plaintiffs were so upset because these kids were making more money than my mom makes an entire year. So this guy only cares about money. Guys, why are they complaining that they're being exploited when they're making more money than my mum? Like, okay bro. So apparently guys, if you're paid enough money, anything is allowed to happen to you. And the worst part is guys, after their channels were demonetized because of this lawsuit, Piper's mother didn't get a job. Nope. She instead started putting Piper on these subscription websites where people can buy her pictures while still being under. You guys may have seen like all these TikTok girls have these pages such as fanfics as a safe for work alternative of OF. So they actually use this website called Brand Army. The Rolling Stone did an article about this where they wrote, Rockelle is currently a member of Brand Army, and by the way it's not Rockelle, it's her mother Tiffany Smith, because a minor cannot have a Brand Army account. A subscription based platform similar to OF that doesn't allow new content, though Rolling Stone notes that some of the looks featured there are not exactly safe for work. Her account currently says it's parent managed, and those who subscribe for the expensive tier at $100 a month can request custom looks from the creator. This is so disgusting. This is a little kid bro, and this is what her mother is putting her through. Is there not laws to stop this? Like, how is it legal for old men to send money and pay for pictures from an underage girl? Being on Brand Army is one of my favorite things to do, and I apologize if people don't agree with it. Why is Piper apologizing? She doesn't understand what is actually going on. Again, her brain chemistry is probably a little bit altered because she doesn't see it from the same way we do. We've seen how she was raised, how she was treated by her mother and her boyfriend, but she doesn't get it. She just sees it from her perspective, and it's, well, you know, I'm an influencer, I need to make money, so I'm going to sell my photos. She doesn't realize it's old people who are basically getting off on the fact she's a age. It's the same photos I post on Instagram and I just get paid for it a little bit. It's about the intention. We're somehow in 2026 allowing fully grown men to send money to a and pay her for pictures. Not only do the parents, so Piper's mother, need to be held accountable for facilitating this, but also the buyers. We need to have the FBI sent to these people's houses and get their hard drives checked. We need to also make a law against this, that parents should not be able to basically sell their kids online. Like, what is going on? Like, you got the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, and then you also got this, and this is like crazy because this is happening right in front of our eyes on the open internet. And in that same Banging It Out podcast with Jacob Sartorius, she would also talk about how at first she really regretted launching the OF.
Like that would go insane. Like I wanted to, but there was something that I was like, kind of like, I should wait. I should give it a second. I should actually think about this decision that I'm about to make because it is going to have a huge impact in my life. And it did. It was really terrible. At the first few days, I was like, yeah, I'm not recovering from this. This is crazy. I should have never did it. But I think it's getting to the point where I'm kind of like at ease with it and I'm zen with it and just, I don't know, I just keep telling everyone, like, I've been wanting to do this for so long. I know it sounds so terrible, but like, I just have wanted to express myself and not be judged on the internet without, like, you know, now I'm not shoving it in people's faces. Like, if you want to see it now, you got to go pay for it. You know what I mean? It's not like, either way I would be doing this shit on Instagram. I just didn't want to hurt anyone. You know what I mean?
So this is something that you like did want to do and thought about.
I was literally thinking about it for like so long. Like I was so long, like several months before I was actually turning 18. I was just thinking about all the ways I want my life to go and what I want to do. And I just feel like, I don't know. It was like something in me that was just like, you're in this spot and you're not going to be young forever. And you just have to like.
It's insane that a 17-year-old, yes, 17-year-old, wants to start an OF in the first place. No minor should want to start posting on an adult platform. If that doesn't prove to you how badly she was raised, manipulated, and milked by her mother for money, I don't know what will. What's that saying? It's like you become the 5 closest people around you. Well, her mother was sued for exploiting children for money. Piper's closest friends for the past year have been the Bop House girls. You're telling me if Piper didn't hang out with normal people her age, she would have still launched an OF, or she would have potentially pursued a different lifestyle. If she hung out with a bunch of high school kids or college kids her age, she probably would have done a normal career and maybe just did like some social media, TikToks, whatever. Launched a beauty page and sold makeup.
She's the one counting down to her own coming of age.
Hey, it is Piper Rockelle.
Okay, that is absurd. They say she's coming of age, she's starting an OF, and then they show a clip of her as a little kid. The person who made this video needs the hard drive checked. Also, I need to go back to the previous clip. It says Piper doing her own countdown clock is rewriting the narrative, that she's the one counting down her own coming of age. I don't know why they're trying to portray it as if this is some wonderful thing and we need to show how in control she is. No, she did not start this countdown. These countdowns have been going on for years. When this young girl from Harry Potter, I don't remember what her name is, I'll show it on screen. She was in Harry Potter when she was like 12 or 13. And old men literally created a website counting down to when she will turn 18. This has been happening for decades and it's a massive problem.
Piper Rockelle was the biggest kid influencer of the 2010s.
Her move from child star to a symbol and model was a shocking success.
Child star and symbol are not words that should be uttered in the same sentence. What is wrong with ABC News?
Piper claims that she made $2.9 million in her first day. That is an astronomical amount of money even within the world.
And I actually did some browsing on Reddit and I want to read out some people's reactions to Piper making $1 million in less than an hour and just see what the public think. So we've got, she is a victim, her pruder mother failed her and has been exploiting her since the start. I'd love to know the ages of all the men who bought her OF, at least 50% of them are over the age of 25. This world is sick. I mean, dude, 100%. Nobody, like, I'm 19 and nobody my age is buying OF, or at least the normal people my age. I feel like surely 95% of the users on these platforms are over what, like 30, 40? There should be a 25-year minimum age to do OF. And this guy put, they'd go out of business lol, which honestly is true and also very sad. Think about all the biggest stars we know on OF. It's Lil Tay, who got a massive launch and made loads of money because she was freshly turned 18. That sounds very very weird to say. Sophie Rain, a lot of people say the reason Sophie is so popular is because she looks young. Then we got Piper Rockelle again. She just turned 18. Bad Baby, oh my god, in like 2018 I think it was, maybe a little bit later, 2020. She had a massive launch too because she just turned 18. I've never even thought about that, but that is a crazy pattern. The biggest OF stars who have the craziest launches are because they're very young or literally just turned 18. Now, should there be a 25-year minimum age to do OF? Honestly, I don't see any negative with that. Honestly, to do any adult content, the age minimum should be at least like 23 or 24, because doesn't your brain not fully develop, like your prefrontal cortex or your frontal cortex, something like that? It doesn't fully develop until you're 25. So it makes sense that we shouldn't allow girls 18 or 19 to start doing adult content when they're not even fully developed yet.
How in the hell did Tiffany Smith Rockelle allow yes, a previous registered convicted offender to stay in her house with her little baby? That man was a registered before his parole ended, and she just let him around her child. You think it stops there?
I'm gonna have to blur a lot of that and mute a lot of that, and you guys are gonna have to try kind of go through my censoring. But I've just watched this clip. Apparently MS Case Closed on YouTube posted it. Apparently Piper Rockelle's mother allowed a convicted offender to stay around Piper and be in their house. This stuff goes way deeper than I thought it did, or it's way worse than I thought it was. Then we got this one 2 months ago. Piper Rockelle released her OF. I'm so sorry, she's been failed by everyone around her. Later in the video, you guys will see this clip of her grandma. Like, she retired a grandma and she bought her a car, and her grandma's like, whoa, no way, thank you, Rockelle. But in reality, her grandma should be like, Piper, no, I don't want this money, I don't want this car, you shouldn't be making money in this way. But instead, everyone around her is supporting it instead. I can't wait until the internet dies. At the very least, the minimum age for OF should be raised from 18 to 24. These girls should at least give themselves a chance to experience life before making a decision they can't undo. That's why I said I feel like if you gave Piper a couple of years to launch a new social media career, whether that be doing Twitch streaming, going full-time in like makeup or fashion, beauty, you know what I'm saying. Like, I know Kylie Jenner launched her own makeup brand, Rihanna launched her own makeup brand. Of course, Piper Rockelle is not as big as those girls, but I feel like Piper Rockelle would fit right into the industry of doing beauty related stuff. Remember when that doc alleged that her mom was selling her underwear to old dudes? This is so sad.
So why did Piper turn to only? It may have something to do with a massive scandal and lawsuit. It involves her mother and allegations of abuse and exploitation.
Until the lawsuit came out, Piper was really the golden girl of kid influencers. And so for these claims to come out against her mother and her mother's boyfriend really changed everything. Piper was born to her mother, Tiffany Smith, in 2007 in Georgia. And by the time she was 3 years old, she was competing in pageants.
Oh my god, that is disgusting. Why did that creepy old man just go up to her like that? And then why did she start touching his face? Well, I bet she was instructed to do that. There's no way this like 9-year-old girl willingly did that. This 50-year-old man is all close up to her face, hugging her. Oh my god, someone please send this guy to jail and check his hard drive. I'm sorry, this is weird. As a fully grown man, you should not be a host to children's pageants. And also, it's weird that Tiffany Smith used her daughter for beauty pageants or whatever content creation in the first place. Do not post your children online. And definitely do not put them in beauty pageants. It's creepy as hell. Think about it. These fully grown adults, especially men, are rating the looks of a kid. I'm sorry, again, how is this legal? How are you allowed to send your kid off to this show where they rate a literal kid who's just come out of the womb on their looks? They're not even like grown yet. Yo, I didn't realize how bad this whole exploitation of kids and kids on the internet is. Because that clip, that's a 2-second clip and I'm creeped out. I can't imagine if you actually watch a whole beauty pageant how weird these things are. Especially before we had cameras and the internet. These beauty pageants were probably breeding grounds for pedophiles. Oh my god, I just replayed the clip. Since 3 years old, she was competing in beauty pageants. Is this world okay? We actually need to just nuke the whole world, just nuke it. How are you legally allowed to send your own creation, your own child, at 3 years old? Can they even walk at 3? They're still toddlers, no? And they're being rated on their looks at 3. What the f?
Her father was not involved. He freaked out when he found out Tiffany was pregnant and, you know, he went off and did his own thing.
Tiffany was really just trying to make things work. And it was pretty quickly that she saw that Piper had some kind of star power.
Guys, kids kids do not have star power. They have creeps wanting to watch them. Like, okay, it could be 50-50. It can be cool like Ryan's World, where he genuinely has billions of kids across the world watching him open toys, sure. But do you want to take that risk? Putting your child in front of millions of people that you don't know who these people are, you don't know who's watching, and knowing they can do anything with the footage, especially with AI these days. Sorry to make it weird, guys, but these are genuine concerns that need to be raised when putting your kids online. Because I can't imagine having a kid, then having her being viewed millions of times online. Anyone can be watching that footage. They could stalk her, try and get in contact with her. It's a massive safety risk. For example, they knew she goes shopping at this Walmart in Georgia. So what if some creepy old man now starts waiting outside this Walmart, waiting on Piper, stalking her, potentially kidnapping her? This is such a big safety risk. Like, I genuinely can't fathom it. Like, does her mother not care at all? And this is pure exploitation. I genuinely feel bad for Piper because she had such a genuinely bad childhood. An awful mother who doesn't care about her, clearly, because no amount of money in the world is worth putting your child in such danger. It's genuinely horrifying. Her mother let all of these weird men watch her content, watch her grow up, comment on her content, and even allowed them to directly send money to her when she was just a child. And she just allowed it, facilitated it. This is genuinely, like, I would almost say, well, it's not Epstein level stuff, but it's up there. Her mother should be jailed. And also, by the way, talking about Epstein, why is ABC News making content promoting Piper Rockelle turning 18 and launching an OF? Why are they not making videos about Epstein and his buddy Trump? Why are we focusing on this and promoting it? At least if they were making a video on Piper, kind of saying how evil it is and how exploited she was, cool. But when you guys watch the rest of the video, you'll see that it's just a promotion video. And I also wouldn't be surprised if 10 or 20 years, Piper comes out one day, does a massive interview or some Netflix documentary and cries about her exploitation and how badly she was raised. Because it's all fun and games now, you know, she's making her money, she's living her life. But what about in 30 years when she starts having, you know, the mental side effects of being pushed into OF since she was very little? I really do feel bad for her because she probably feels so lost and doesn't know what to do with her life. One day she will wake up and realize she has been pushed into this. And not only has Piper been treated really badly growing up, but I also feel like now she's so famous, she is potentially pushing younger girls into this. And you know, I don't want to blame Piper because she is the victim here, but just the fact this is getting so much mainstream attention, I wouldn't be surprised if millions of girls across the world were given the idea to start an OF because they've seen girls like Piper, Lil Tay, and Sophie Rain have so much success from this.
Her mother started posting videos of her on YouTube, and by the time she was 8 years old, she was getting millions of views on YouTube videos.
Am I the only one that thinks it's weird to post your 8-year-old daughter on the internet and have millions of random people view her and see her day-to-day life? I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
Hey guys, welcome to my night routine.
Anywhere we went, people would approach her. Can I take a picture with you? Can I touch you?
What? Can I take a picture of you? Can I touch you? Now, as weird as that sounds, it was probably just girls her age, you know, fangirls being excited. But if it was people not her own age walking up to her, then I would get really concerned. Like, again, this is just so dangerous. She is a child celebrity and she's just walking around with her grandmother with no security or anything. What if some decided to run up and kidnap her or touch her? Like, this is, oh my god, I don't want to think about it.
A few years after the squad was created, you start seeing this proliferation of like crush content where the kids are revealing who they have a crush on, or they're even like kissing each other.
Piper's mom was the boss. She was the boss of Piper, and when it came to the Piper squad, she was also the boss and really like the caretaker of all these other kids.
You're going to be getting kissed.
Yo, Tiffany Smith needs to be jailed. Why are they making kissing content of kids and putting it onto YouTube? Again, I'm not surprised YouTube completely demonetized their accounts. And it took a very long time to do so. They've been doing this since 2017 and let it run for 5 years. Again, who do you think is watching this kids kissing content? Sure, kids Piper's age are probably watching it as well because they're just fans of her channel, but what about the small percentage of creepy old men? I don't know, when I was younger, I was not watching kissing content. I was watching, like, you know, as I said, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, KSI. I was not watching Piper Rockelle, House Team, whatever it is, kissing content. It's just exploitation of kids. Like, there's no other way to phrase it. It's not normal behavior.
Did you watch the
Netflix series? No. That's interesting because there are, you know, the lawsuit had serious allegations in it.
Absolutely.
All of these allegations that were lodged, mostly against your mom, are you saying they're untrue?
No, I'm never gonna discredit anybody. I'm just gonna say I have never witnessed anything, and I have never went through that. And I was always with my mom, and I love my mom, and I'm never gonna speak for them. And I wish that they could have been kind enough to never speak for me.
And yet, there's no estrangement between you and your mom. You guys are living together.
You know, I think a lot of people think that this whole entire thing would definitely bring us farther apart, but this whole entire thing has just made me closer.
Those crush videos, some people thought inappropriate.
I was cool with everything. I think that we just made a lot of amazing content, and I would never change the way that I went about like the whole YouTube thing, because I think it was just one of the greatest things that ever happened to me.
So it does seem like Piper is protecting her mother a little bit there. She says she never witnessed anything, but I mean, we saw it right there. They were made to do kissing videos. And even though Piper said she was fine with it, how do you know the other kids were fine with it? Because they were probably offered money for it, and they just thought, you know, I'll just go through this, make some money. Which is, of course, insanely wrong. Now again, I feel bad for her because she genuinely doesn't see any issues with her mum or how she was raised. And again, it's because she was she doesn't see it from the same perspective we do. And if she wanted to, it's not like she could really leave anyways. Her whole life was in her mother's control. Her YouTube channels, her bank accounts, legally probably couldn't move out until just now she turned 18. And as I said, as a kid, she saw the clout and that she was this child star and probably loved the attention. She probably felt so important. And as a kid, you don't know about weird old men on the internet. So as a kid, growing up, she was like, wow, I'm just this YouTube star, but didn't see the dark side of it.
So what does Piper do? She pivots and she leaves that young girl behind.
I'm doing my first ever collab on which I'm super excited about with Sophie Rain and Aisha Sophie. They're like the two hottest little girls ever, women. I love them so much. We just went on a little trip together and we took some photos and it was so much fun. Like so much fun. So I had the best time ever.
I know we spoke about the Bop House a little bit earlier, but again, I must reiterate how wrong it is that Sophie Rain and Aisha invited a 16-year-old girl, a mother, into a house full of corn stars where they're recording adult content. You guys see anything wrong with that? And it's not even like Sophie and Aisha are also, you know, her age, 18 years old. No, these girls are like 23, 24. And it's just so sad how Piper has no one around her saying, yo, this is weird, don't go to them. Her mother probably pushed her into it because she knew how much it would help her in lodging her OF. And the thing is, I remember when I did my little interview with Sophie Rain, OG Kowski viewers will know what I'm talking about, I'll show it on screen, and she got upset with me because I called her like a p in my video because she was making like content aimed at kids to promote her OF, which I still think she did, no matter how much she tries to say she didn't. Like, come on. Anyways, and now it gets worse because now she's actually groomed a kid into starting OF. Sophie and Aisha knew if they bring Piper Rockelle and to the Bop House, it would create so much talk on the internet. Even though it's negative, the creepy old men don't care about it. For them, this is like a bonus. They get to see Aisha, Piper, and Sophie all in one. And some people will try to say, well, all they did was make TikToks and go on trips. But still, she's in that environment. So of course, in her brain, she's gonna see all this, be like, wow, Sophie and Aisha are having so much fun. They're making so much money. They have this awesome lifestyle. They're really nice girls. You know what? I'm going to do this too. It's such a shame because it genuinely seemed like she had no other choice and was forced into it. TikTok doesn't pay that much money. I don't think she really has an audience for Twitch streaming. Her YouTube is demonetized, so what can she really do? OF, the same thing she's been doing since like 15 or 16 years old, just on another platform.
Your has no nudity.
I mean, no, not yet at least. I'm not shutting that door because I'm very comfortable with who I am, but nothing yet. I just started. It's literally only been a month. I love to show my body and I show my body on Instagram. If I show that much on Instagram, I'm obviously doing more on.
But you do personalized services, like chatting with people.
And you know, it seems like Piper knows what she's doing. She's saying, you know, there's no nudity, but not yet. Guys, don't unsubscribe. Because that's the thing, a lot of these girls launch these OFs, but when you actually check what they're posting, it's just the same stuff that's on their Instagrams or Snapchats. So it's a smart move from Piper to say, you know guys, I'm not shutting the door, don't subscribe, just wait. Because of OF, it's a subscription thing. If she doesn't please her fans, well, they're just gonna unsubscribe and just look at her Instagram posts. And eventually, Piper will have to do nude content because she needs to keep the business going, she needs to keep growing.
It's successful people, it's lonely people. I don't care who they are, but I care for them as an individual, and I want to make them more happy. If that's what they want. If they want me to be mean to them, sure. I don't care. Like,
part of the business model with OnlyFans is that these models are able to message their subscribers directly, and that is really a big part of where the money comes from.
Guys, I just want to make it clear, these OF girls, they say you can chat with them. Guys, trust me, you are not chatting with them. These millionaire girls are not spending their time talking to some 60-year-old men on OF for $5. What they do is these OF girls, either they have a team who organize their pages, you know, put the photos on the OF, chat to people on the OF, organize all the personalized content. But that's the thing of OF. They don't just want to see a girl, they want to see this specific girl. It's like, it's very parasocial. Like, some of these men genuinely think they have a relationship with Piper. They watch her every day, they send her money, they chat with her because they're so lonely and old and, of course, perverted that they think Piper is genuinely in love with them. What are these weird angles? Like I told you guys earlier when I said this video is just a promotion for OF, it is. Look at this. We've got her laying on her bed with a, like, I'm just not even gonna explain it. You can see on screen. You can tell what this video is. And literally from the first second of the video, the wording they used, oh, she's in control, she's controlling the narrative, she's counting down, whatever. I can't remember what they said, but you can just tell from the start, and now with these creepy weird shots, that this is just promotion.
What did your grandma say when you told her you're going on?
in honor of me just dropping my link, I'm gonna show my grandma the first set I posted. Scared? I'm scared.
Your whole is hanging out.
My family's the most supportive thing ever. I do make her a character, but like, I'm literally making her like a money hungry grandma for my, like, for the entertainment. It's the funniest thing ever.
I heard you bought your grandma a car, too.
Yes, I did. Mimi, what are we doing today?
Gonna get a car with my granddaughter's butt money.
Spending this amount of money does hurt me, but I'll just make it back in an hour.
Okay, she paid my house off, number one. And this was before she started OF. She brought me a Bronco, and she said that she doesn't want me working anymore.
Oh my god, this is so sad. Like, genuinely, her mother exploited her, all her friends are bops, and even her grandmother is now supporting this. Is anyone surprised she ended up going down this path? Because it seems like no one told her no, no one questioned if she really wants to do this, and does she understand the repercussions of doing ad content. Like, if anyone in my own family, like, you know, a younger girl, a cousin or something like that, says, you know what, I'm starting OF, I'm not even joking, I'm calling an emergency team meeting and saying, you understand how this will affect the rest of your life, you can probably never get a job again, you'll probably struggle to start a family since all the males will think, oh damn, my girl is gonna be naked anyone to see online. I don't think I want to do this. It will literally affect generations to come. Piper Rockelle's kids are going to be bullied in school and probably bullied for the rest of their lives because they can buy their mother's naked pictures for $5 online, then their kids' and then their kids'. The Rockelle name is going to be ruined forever. So at the end here, we've got Tiffany Smith vehemently, I've never heard of that word, denies all allegations in the lawsuit. I mean, sure, she can deny it, but the lawsuit was still settled and she started to pay out millions. Tiffany denies having any involvement in Piper's decision to join OnlyFans. Well, you know, she was her whole life, so, you know, she's had a lot of involvement in her career and her choice making. Tiffany says they worked very hard to satisfy all child labor requirements. I'm sure, because that's why she was sued for $22 million. Honestly guys, for me this whole situation, like, I'm not even sad or angry at Piper for launching an OF, it's just sad because she's genuinely the victim here. Like, I don't want to just keep on repeating myself, but since a very young age, she was told, go do these beauty pageants, go do social media, or she wasn't even told, she was forced into it. She's a kid, no choice. Her mother sent her off to these beauty pageants where creepy old men rated the looks of her while she was literally a toddler from 3 years old, they said. Then she was put on social media for millions to view her. Then, while she was still a young teen, her mother apparently, again, this is allegedly, this is not 100% confirmed, this is just what I've seen other YouTubers say and what I read, she sold her clothes. And by the way, when I say sold her clothes, I mean like old men personally asked for certain pieces and she shipped them off to them. Tiffany allowed old men to pay for phone calls to these young kids and Piper. And then right before she turned 18, she was hanging out with the Bop House. So of course she's gonna be pushed into doing OF since all her friends are doing OF. As I said, if her friends were college kids or high school kids her age, it would be more likely she went down a more traditional path. Maybe not even like a normal job, but just continue doing social media or maybe an actor, do music or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But since everyone around her is pushing her into it or is already involved in the industry, of course she's going to go down that path. Now, I kind of have some good news to end the video off with. I'm not sure if it's good news, but basically in that podcast she did with Exploitation, the Banging It Out podcast, she actually said that in like 5 years or so, or in like a year, I can't remember what she said, I'll play the clip, that she actually wants to quit OF and do something else. Now, I'm not sure how that's even going to work or there's even a point, because once you're already started, you can't undo it. It's already on the internet, it's gonna be on the internet forever. So stopping won't really do anything. Like, of course it's good that she's going to step away from it, do your thing, but I think it's a little bit too late now, you know what I'm saying? But at least she has plans to hopefully change her career path in the future.
Trust me, I understand I disappointed some people, but listen, I told you guys, if you don't want to watch me, if you don't want to see my stuff, it's okay. Like, I'm not pressuring anyone to watch me after I did what I did. You know what I mean? I'm not. And I think it's just live your life. 5 years, it's not gonna matter. I'm not gonna be doing what I'm doing right now. Hopefully, you know, I want to be somewhere completely different. Like, maybe not even doing the internet, and because sometimes it's like a terrible place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you almost see yourself in 5 years, like maybe possibly almost just like off the grid. Like,
absolutely. Absolutely. Maybe even sooner than that.
Really?
Just because I kind of want to make it, I want to make sure I, you know, am able to support me and everyone, and then also do something good with it. Show everyone the good things that I'm doing, help people. A lot of people are actually, this is like so amazing to me. Like, a lot of people, because I've been doing videos where I like buy stuff, because of course, you know, I'm a little bit more fortunate. And
Like the angel tree stuff.
yeah, angel tree, cool. And like, you know, I'll be like, I paid off my grandparents' house, which was super amazing, and it was just, people are actually making videos. They're like, get Piper Rockelle to see this now. Like, I need help with my cat, and I need this amount of money, and I don't even feel bad. Like, I don't even feel like they're doing it just like for me to give them money. I just, you know, that's what this is for. That's what this whole entire process is for. So, y'all.
So yeah guys, it's a very sad story. As I said, I wouldn't be surprised if like 10 years or so she does an interview exposing everything, or some massive Netflix documentary comes out. I mean, I'm saying that, but there already has been a massive documentary released about Piper Rockelle's mother, but I'm talking more specifically about Piper coming out and like kind of doing it herself, you know what I mean? And before I wrap up the video, I'm gonna say how disgusting it is for a major outlet such as ABC News to make a video, basically an advert promoting Piper Rockelle launching her OF. Just the wording they used, it's like they're trying to normalize pedos or pedophilia. Like, this stuff should not be in the mainstream, because the tone they're using, the enabling, it sounds like they're trying to glorify the fact she went from a child influencer to this massive adult OF star. And I just think it's so dangerous that a massive news outlet such as ABC are publishing this type of content, because what kind of impression is this leaving on young girls? What if millions of young girls see this and think, you know what, why should I bother in school, bother getting a good education, get a good career? You know what, I'm gonna be like my favorite influencer, Piper Rockelle, and just launch an OF. I think it's really dangerous to be pushing this, not even pushing, but just posting these sort of mini documentaries, especially in this sort of tone. But yeah guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed, like, subscribe, comment, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.